get them in the air, be able to enjoy them. T-28, and here come the North American AT-6 Texans. Kevin Russo in that gray aircraft. For the next pair of T-6 pilots. Good front of the Mid-Atlantic Air Museum, Mr. Percival off in that Navy SNJ. And a really rare sight, ladies and gentlemen, this BT-13. Very few of these left flying in the world today. And Mike down in another very rare airplane. I know there's only 5 of these flying in the world right now. Mike down in the Percival Provost, primary trainer. And another competitive Air Force plane, that's the 1819, but that Stinson Reliance. And you can't help but noticing when those AT-6 Texans are coming off those North American aircraft, they have that distinct sound. You may be hearing it all morning long and all afternoon because the museum's been flying their version of the AT-6, the Navy version of the SNJ, on airplane rides all day. Thanks to Shelley over at the ride tent for making all that happen today. The thing that makes that distinctive sound on the AT-6 is actually not the engine, but the propeller. A tremendous amount of sound is generated by the propellers of these airplanes. And that prop on the AT-6 is actually biting that air right to the edge of the speed of sound. Not quite going through it, but right on the edge of speed of sound. There's an enormous bite being taken out of the air by the propeller. Makes a very distinctive cracking sound that's really the only kind of unique sound to the North American AT-6. Now you heard me use the phrase of SNJ. That's actually the naval designation for the AT-6. Essentially the same aircraft. And looking left to right, you see those beautiful North American T-28s going to make a pass for us. Very distinct sound on those T-28s. That's the R1820. That's the right sight from. Left to right, ladies and gentlemen. You're seeing the T-6s come by in what's known as the diamond formation. Following just above, that's that SNJ in that gray Navy color. You can really see how that camouflage kind of blends right into the clouds. That's the whole function of it. Second AT-6 going by right now. Notice that BT-13 following. That's that basic trainer. Notice the fixed landing gear on that aircraft. All the AT-6 for the advanced trainers have retractable landing gear. The aircraft that are following here are a little bit earlier in the scale, either basic or primary trainers. Those are what's known as fixed gear. In other words, you're not going to push a button and raise those wheels. This 1819 Stinson Reliance that's going by us right now was built in 1944. It was part of the Lead program with the British. It was used for anti-submarine patrol and miscellaneous work in India in 44 and 45. As we said earlier, it's owned by the Commemorative Air Force of the Carolinas Wing in Southern Pines, North Carolina.
The pilot is Ed Kent out of Greensboro. He's a retired Marine Corps fighter pilot as well as a retired commercial pilot.
And left to right, another pass by the T-28. Going to make another run for us. Listen to the sound of that engine. That's actually 9-cylinder radial engine on it. There's exhaust on either side, one or 5 pipes and one on 4. Gives it a very raspy sound. Now looking left to right, you're actually seeing the T6s getting ready, the formation to make another pass at us. You'll see us doing a number of different formations today. This is actually known as strong right, or it'd also be referred to as echelon right. Those North American Advanced Trainer AT-6 Texans. You think it's easy to fly an airplane in formation, but it's a tremendous amount of concentration and a tremendous amount of work. You can actually watch it very closely and see how much those airplanes are moving, just kind of dancing around the sky. It takes it a tremendous amount of skill to fly a nice formation like that. These T-6 Texans by Advanced Training, these are certainly by no means easy airplanes to fly or to handle. That was a 600 horsepower tremendous amount of torque and a tremendous amount of power. It's a lot for a pilot to handle. In fact, during their period, the T6s, the Texans, were always given the nickname of a pilot maker. Because if you made it to the AT-6, you really had to prove your skill. That kind of weeded out a lot of the gray area pilots when they went through their training. It's one of the great myths in World War II that it was easy to become a pilot because we were so desperate for pilots during the war. And that's just not a true statement. Even at the height of our need for pilots, the washout rate was still around 40%. So it's a tremendously difficult thing to be able to become a pilot in World War II. You can look high to your left and notice those T-28s coming in at an angle. They'll make it to show center and just dip those wings to the right to get a nice, beautiful shot. And so get your cameras ready. And watch them make that gentle bang to the right. Give us a chance for all of us to get that shot of just a beautiful picture of a pair of T-28s doing what they do best. And look to your left to your right. This formation of the T-6s is actually known as the entrail. Now watch these aircraft get ready to peel off. They're going to peel off one at a time to break into that downwind lane and get ready for the landing. And the SNJ, just the naval version of T-6 coming right on back, and another T-6 following Bob just behind. And right behind him, quickly to the left for a photo pass, you see that beautiful DG-13, the consolidated Vultee. He's going to dip your wings for you. That's worth a frame of film today. That's a rare shot to see a Vultee in the air like that. Beautiful Percival Provost, dipping his wings. 1951, this aircraft would have come out of the factory, beautifully restored. And the Stinson Reliant coming just behind him. Believe it or not, these Stinson Reliants were actually before World War II, utilized by a company called All American Airways. Actually pioneered the delivering of mail to small towns all over the United States. So there's a lot of pre-war history on those aircraft as well. The T-28s are actually going to be heading back home, so if you're looking left to right, we can watch us recover the T-6s now in that whole parade. This is certainly one of the most difficult things a pilot's going to do in a T-6 Texan is land. One of the things you can notice about the Texan is the landing gear. Take a look at those wheels and notice how close they are together. That sounds like a good idea until you start putting that airplane onto the runway. Those wheels, particularly with a tailwheel aircraft, that aircraft just wants to dance around that runway. That aircraft, the pilot is incredibly busy during those last few seconds on landing to keep that aircraft all straight and steady over that center line. He's got to bring those main wheels down and roll that aircraft out on landing. And you'll notice the pilot gradually